How are you doing, folks? It's Mario from MF Fly Tying. If you are new to the channel, thank you very much for joining me for the first time. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for your continued support. So, Upavon have very kindly sent me over some UV resin. This is the clear coat, which you'll find on their website. Really great price point, under £15 for their UV resin coating. So we're going to give this a go on a buzzer that I fish throughout the year. It's one of my favourite buzzers, and it's certainly one that you should have on your cast. So it's a cross between a Vicar buzzer and my first buzzer, or a crisp packet, as you might be more familiar with. So let's go ahead and tie the fly. So we're just coming in with some black thread. We'll just start that off at the head. And then we're going to come in with some silver wire. This is in a medium. We'll just get the wire down my side. Now, there are a lot of UV resins that are out there. Some are better than others, but the big deciding factor is the UV resin tack free once we're done. So we'll give this a go and find out. So we've got our wire in place. That's going to create a rib, and then we're going to come in with some red holographic, and this is going to sit just behind your thorax. So we'll get that tied in, and this is where you get the kind of cross between a Vicar buzzer and your crisp packet. So I was out during the week up at High Cloyern, which is up in Scotland, just outside East Kilbride, run by Chris Tamburini. It's a great wee water. It's the water that I generally fish through the winter. It's well stocked. Cafe is excellent as well. And although the weather wasn't ideal for fishing buzzers, I'm very much an advocate for fishing buzzers in the winter as well as throughout the rest of the year. So we'll bring our wire up, and we'll just all the way through. Sorry if you can hear my dog, I've just put her in the bath and she's now moaning in the background. So we brought our wire up through our red just to the top of our thorax, and then we're going to come in with some goose bites, and the goose bites I'm using for this are orange. So we'll get a couple of goose bites pulled off, just trim the ends of them so that they're not too fine. One on my side. And then one in on your side. So this is, as I was saying, I was up through the week at High Cloyern fishery. We've had some cold weather over the last few days, but I stuck on a fab and a couple of buzzers. This is on my middle dropper, and first cast, the line tightened up, and we were into our first fish on the buzzer. Quickly followed by, I think most of the guys that were on the water changed over to buzzers. So although it was only 3 or 4 degrees outside, it was flat calm, and the fish were happy to take the buzzers in the winter. So if you are out and you don't fancy throwing any lures about, try the smaller stuff as well. So we're going to come in and we're going to hit the fly with our UV resin. Just make sure our torch is ready. Important thing with this is to make sure that you've got a good torch, and that the torch that you're using, if it does require batteries, that you've got batteries that are well charged and ready to go, or alternatively, if it is a rechargeable one, I generally leave mine on the USB charger whilst I'm not using it, so that it is ready. So we'll just start off at the head, and I'm using a bodkin should I say, just to add in the UV resin. You just want a thin coat of this just to begin with. Once you've got the head right, come in with the torch and just hit that for 4 or 5 seconds, and then come in again with your needle and just apply your UV resin to the rest of the body. And you want to have as thin a layer of your UV resin. It's better to put on lighter coats of your resin, the same as your varnish. If I'm varnishing flies, I'm usually 3 or 4 coats at least of thin Sally Hansen. The UV resin helps to speed up the process, providing you use it correctly. It can be a really good method of tying your buzzers and other flies quickly and get a really good shiny finish off them as well. There we go. That is your UV hard and not a bit of tack on that fly whatsoever. The last part for myself, as always, just a really thin coat of Sally Hansen hard as nails. So I've been using this UV resin for about the last couple of weeks now. I've been very impressed with it. So thank you very much to Upavon for sending me over the UV resin. You can find it on their website. There will be a link for you to go and buy that if you decide that you need some new UV resin and you want to try something new in the market. So nice glossy finish on that, nice and thin, no tack. Certainly be using that on more of my flies. So thank you very much again, Upavon. If you are out this weekend, tight lines, the weather is absolutely horrendous here. I was going to go out fishing this morning, but thought I'd come in and tie some flies for you guys. So tight lines if you're out there, and we'll catch you on the water soon. Cheers.